Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have to say it again. This is a behind the scenes look at that once the music turns off. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, today we are going to be doing homework from my class. And I want to be clear that um, I want to review the work and the inspirational quote and paragraph that my teacher gave me, and I appreciate that. I pre-read it. So let's go to what he says, or he said. I understand that I had a number of problems. Well, I thought I had a number when I first got this message, right, it was on my phone, so I only seen the top portion of it from my emails. So at first I immediately thought something negative. But when I seen the whole paragraph, that was, and he kept it very short and brief, in business and with integrity and honesty. So you have come up with, if you can't see what he said, you have come up with a number of problems and solutions in this final draft. It shows that you put a lot of work into this. There are a number of grammatical errors which I've highlighted. I did recommend that you use the Writing Center. You passed the project for sure, and I was pleased to see how much work you did on this project. So, I really appreciate that. I know I have grammatical errors. That's the only thing, and I'm working on it. So um, I'm gonna work just as hard with the next project. Some people, if they do good in English, they probably not good at math. You know, I'm just not good at writing. So, but that doesn't mean I can't correct those and errors that come up within my writing skills. I don't want to leave it that or believe, because I do get some paragraphs and statements. I can write that and do good without a lick of or 1 ounce of paragraph reconstruction, depending on what I'm writing. But then you got other times I mess up when I have a lot on my mind trying to cross multitask. Oh man. So now I read. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm just going to read. I stop right here. As promised, I'm attaching several files for the team to review as we consider LEAP successes and shortcomings and meet org's position relative to our competition. This information will serve as the basis for an environmental scan, which will consist of your team's Porter's 5 forces analysis. I have to read that one again. I know that the SWOT analysis is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Porter's five forces analysis is a valuable tool for competitive and industry analysis, being competitive in or having competitive and industry analysis. So competitive analysis is to analyze the competitiveness, if that's even a word, of the company. So, and to compete against and analyze the competitive um, world. So that means to sit up there and know who your opponents are in a competitive world. Industry, in the industry, um, Hollywood is its own industry. Trump has his own industry. Obama has his own industry. But they kind of like switch it around and say, administration for politics and government. The, the model stipulates, do I have my grok up? Just in case I don't, hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. Let me let y'all see what I see too. It's not going to work. So just hear me out. Let me take y'all off real quick. Give me just a second. Industry. I have to say the industry is very different. It's competitive. Let's see. Trump administration, Hollywood, Universal Studio. The Obama administration. The model stipulates that an industry's profit potential is contingent on intensity of competitive rivalry within it. So the model stipulates that an industry's profit potential is based upon on the intensity, the variations of competitive rivalry within it. So how high the rivalry is. Rivalry. Yeah. This rivalry, in turn, depends on five forces outlined in the sections below. When the market is relatively easy, an industry will show strong competition as entrants fight the market. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to fight for a market share. When market entry is relatively easy, there we go. Um, that's like Apple having those glasses and Facebook now having glasses. Basically, they got together over a big cup of tea talking about, well, we're going to pick everything from top to bottom about these glasses. And we'll split them up. I'll do these about these glasses, you do these about those glasses, so we don't collide and both make profit. Um, thereby increasing the industry capacity and upsetting the balance between supply and demand. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. That's crazy. Understood. So the supply and demand goes down. So the supply and demand gets messed up when, and up, as they say, upsetting when people, or they call it entrants, fight for the market share. You know, Apple have one. Dang, Zora dropped down. Apple have one, and Facebook has its own trade, possibly through Meta for those glasses, or its own company or for competition. The potential of new entrants depends on existing barriers to market entry and response from entrants competitors. Barriers. What barriers to market entry and the response from entrenched competitors. Sorry. Um, let's see. Barriers to entry may include the following: capital requirements, board at capital, product differentiation, cost disadvantages, access to distribution channels. These are the things that causes your stocks to be at a standstill and I guess go down, if I'm hearing this kind of right. Um, Access to distribution channels, e- economies of scale, something within an economy that can scale, government regulations. Let me make sure that's right. I don't want to guesstimate that one. Economy of scale refers to the cost advantages that enterprises obtain due to their scale of operation. Advantages to cost that enterprises, wow, obtain due to their scale of operations. So let's go back. Economies of scale. To scale within the economy, it has advantages. Government regulations. Everybody know what government regulations is. I don't have to define that. Powerful buyers. Buyers and suppliers influence competition by exerting pressure over quality, prices, and quantity offered. Buyers and suppliers influence competition by exerting, basically, over. Exerting is making or causing or executing pressure over quality, prices, or quantity offered. I know people that overexert, but the quality, basically pressure. I don't want to scare you, FBI. I'm sorry, I messed up my footage. Oh my God. I was saying pressure yesterday and I kept quoting it. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, buyers and suppliers influence competition by exerting pressure over quality, prices, and quantity offered. Um, Buyers and suppliers. So a buyer would influence competition. Either way it go, if you took out the exerting part, you could put applying pressure over quality. How do suppliers and okay, so suppliers influence competition. Okay, for instance, okay, a vision came in. So the quality, you can get a burger from anywhere, but do they have the quality? Each burger has what makes a burger based on quality a burger. They got thousands of burgers that stand by their word that their quality is good. But which of them have been good and which of them have been bad? Their prices, they're competitive. They stay still within the margin, but make their own chemicals and their own quantity, the quantity of the influence of competition. So having quantity of burgers, how many burgers, doing using predictive analysis to see the quantities a typical one person or two people would eat and calculating how much you would make off of that. Buyers are powerful under following conditions. If you walk past my door, I know people be like, wow, because I be reading out loud just like this. They buy in bulk. Um, Buyers are powerful under the following conditions. Oh, hi, suppliers. Okay. Let's see what they got for this. Because I didn't even read this part. I I was I was just trying to break it down. Buyers are powerful under the following conditions. They buy in bulk. There are few. This is predictive statistics. They buy in bulk. How much do they buy in bulk? That's going a step further. They are few. True, 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 true. I can't really define that one. They are few. There are few. Or I guess that's the right way to put it. Ebonics. So they are few. There are few of them. They can integrate backwards. I don't to create backwards or I have to know what that word is. Merging. or directly controlling its suppliers. It's not like it sounds. Okay. I may not know everything that is being said, but it feels good to learn new keywords. I see some familiar words. See, once you learn this type of stuff, you know, about volatility and market shares, you know, it's easy to start making money. Like, once you figure out the accounting part of it, it's easy to start making money. And like the guy who got fired from Facebook said, you know, he said that where you are and where you want to be are closer than you think, you know. So, um, let's go back here. Finish. Suppliers can integrate forward. The industry represents a small portion of suppliers' revenue. The business represents a small portion of the supplier's revenue. So without the suppliers, the industries wouldn't survive. That's fact. Substitute products and services. Substitutes continually threaten most industries because they put a budget or they put a certain price to get or gain profitability. And I think cap means more. They put higher prices, and then they they extend prices that you would be paying 10 years. They like you would be paying 10 years, like the 2025. 2035, we'll be paying for 2025, or let me say 2035 now for profitability. They'll put a cap on it. So let's see if I'm right. I've seen that word before. I just want to make sure I get the. Yeah, so the maximum allowable price for goods and services. That's just like, because when I think about anything, I think about Social Security, and the percentage that be paid. You know how they go up like by $25, but the economy, our industry, our country goes up by inflates by more. So the cost of living is like through the roof. Um, Economies, backwards integration. I just discussed like free markets where prices fluctuate based on supply and demand. Who are the demand people? I know who the suppliers are. I'm just kidding. Changes in technology can help substitutes take significant market share. The reason why I'm reading this because I never really dug deep into accounting. So these key accounting words is like I've seen them before in lightweight stuff, but not like seriously stuff like this is more intensive. Like this is more intensive. But I'm pretty sure based on how I think about things that they have even more extensive and intensive Excel statistics and profitability. Changes in technology should or can help substitutes take a significant market share from existing companies. Changes in technology can help substitutes take a significant market share from existing. Companies should be wary of substitute. Oh my God. Changes in technology. So that's like the main AI that was built first, the one that got funded AI first. And everybody substitutes take a significant market share from existing companies. Companies A substitute, wait, changes in technology can help substitutes. Companies should be wary of substitute offerings that are produced by wealthy companies as well as those who that have better price performance than the industry average. What companies should be wary of substitute offerings that are produced by wealthy companies? Let's just use Facebook. Facebook, if he had $1 for every time the world said Facebook, he would be Mark Zuckerberg. Companies should be wary of substitute offerings that are produced by wealthy companies. Okay, let's figure this out. It took me that long, right, y'all? I've been doing this. I have to know what that is, just to be sure. Products. Okay, you might as well say that that's like artificial. Yeah. Or like artificial Kool-Aid in different flavors. Because in the pack of Kool-Aid, it has artificial flavoring. So I asked myself, how long was artificial really? I mean, they were being honest right on the package. Substitute offerings, also called substitute products and substitutes, are alternative goods and services that can fulfill a similar customer need or purpose, making them interchangeable to some degree. Substitutes that's like Tang to Kool-Aid. People were getting, but alternative goods or services, people were getting more commercials about Tang and Kool-Aid. And then everybody started using Kool-Aid, said, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm gonna make a gimmick about this. And now everybody's saying, hey, Kool-Aid on Hollywood. So are alternative goods and services that can fulfill a similar customer need or purpose. Um, or no, I have an even better example. You see, you see a bottle of Coca-Cola, and then you see Winn-Dixie Coca-Cola. So, that's alternative to the goods, to the in services that can fulfill a similar customer need or purpose. True. So you cluster people based on the need or purpose. And it's the truth. They do. Facebook do. When you sit up there and try to promote yourself, they cluster people. They put people in groups. Who's going to buy your product? Who is going to follow you? Etc. Making them interchangeable to some degree. Need and purpose. They exert competitive pressure on each other. If one rises, price or quality dips. Demand shifts to the substitute. Yeah, so basically, exert means high competitive pressure on each other. You know, buy the Dollar Tree toothpaste. It works better than a Colgate, you know. And then that means that if it wasn't for them having that competitive thing, they would be making more money. If one rises in the price or quality dips, demand shifts to demand shifts to the substitute. Wanting it. Demand means wanting it. What we need now. Shifts to the substitute, the product. What we need, the demand of what we need shifts to the product. Gotcha. So wanting it converts to the product or moves towards wanting it moves towards the product. People wanting it moves towards the product. This concept or is a cornerstone of market dynamics and microeconomics. So a little bit about economics as a whole. So basically what I just read is some is dynamics is called micro dynamics and microeconomics and strategy frameworks like Porter's five forces were substitutes, limiting pricing power, where products limit pricing power, especially under price hikes, and influence economies on scale by hiking market share, making sure it doesn't exceed past um, what the law requires. Substitutes reduce cross price. Am I on Grok? Oh, I will keep going. So let's go back over here. Robbery among competitors. The degree of robbery depend on industry growth rate as well as number of competitors, their relative size, and their competitive skills. So basically, a degree of hate, honest, hateful competition and back and forth pricing and fluctuates, like going up and or going down, to hurt your opponent depends on the industry growth rate. Um, as well as the number of competitors, the business growth rate, as well as number of competitors, their relative size of these competitors, and their skills. There are many competitors, relative, equal in power. These competitors are power and size. When they start talking market, I have to reread it. There is a slow industry growth, and competition mainly focuses on acquiring existing customers rather than new ones. Wow. So let's say the Biden administration and the Trump administration and the Obama administration, they all compete and they're usually equal in power and size. And they all have businesses. There is a slow industry growth, and competition mainly focuses on acquiring existing customers. So as it slowed down, you got your citizens. You got your citizens, and you got some of these citizens sit up there and pay for campaigns for their campaigns. And sometimes it slows down where no one pays for, like, sometimes they stop their subscription. And competition mainly focuses on acquiring existing customers. Well, I don't want to give that example rather than new ones because they know the existing customers will keep coming back. And this is like a wig shop, you guys, where certain wig companies know I'm coming back, and their focus while in the business or industry is on having new wigs so that I keep coming back. There are high focus or high fixed costs and highly perishable products, which means stale or it's good now but can deteriorate. Um, there are fixed costs that are highly perishable products. me see. Let me think of something. High fixed cost. I don't want to bring up Tesla, but let's say um, Tesla company has high fixed costs. When those cars got damaged, even though Elon Musk probably, I'm just mind reading, he probably was mad. He still had insurance. He still had insurance because of his high fixed costs for the company insurance in case um, something were to happen to his cars. Now, highly perishable products is products that are not good quality or good quality that just deteriorates. I'm trying to think of something like that. A highly perishable product. Okay, I bought these pants, and they ended up coming to me in like 3X. And I'm like, that's a, no, that's a bad example. I'm trying to figure out a good example for this. Highly perishable, which means it's highly perishable, deteriorating products. Cigarettes, no, cigarettes gonna be here forever. Highly perishable. A product could be a service. So that's like why unified. There are high fixed costs and highly perishable products. A product could be a service. Their service is deteriorating because of they're not giving you the product, which means that their whole company is, what is that word? Liquidating or something? I don't know. Let me look that up. Hold on. No, so I was wrong. So what does it mean to lose assets? Let me guess it first. Um, I'm gonna be mad when I see it. Oh, hold on, y'all. It just means lose asset. It is a word for it. Yeah, loss, but there's something, loss of assets. Yeah. Oh, I love this example. A company writes down 2 billion in goodwill. Wait, hold on. Oh, in goodwill after failed acquisition. Microsoft 2023 Activision adjustments. So they took off 2 billion in goodwill after failed acquisition. After a failed acquisition. Okay, so highly perishable products, and let me make sure I get the gist. I already read that. There are big leaps in capacity. Capacity is a very strong word. Capacity is like the universe. Everybody has access to the universe. Can you go out of the universe? No, but everybody has access. To what degree? So capacity is degree. So there's big leaps in degree. Exit barriers are high, making it too costly to discontinue operations. Yeah, yeah, because then once you're out of the game, you know, you have to give up a lot, making it too costly to discontinue. Like Facebook is in it. Like seriously, Facebook is, there's no way Facebook is stopping this. And I don't want to call it that. But what he's in, you know, he can't just exit without losing all of his technology. I mean, imagine Mark Zuckerberg working at McDonald's, losing all his and just working at McDonald's. That would never happen because he knows the exit barriers would be they would lose, he would lose assets, lots of it, and other things. I don't know what they're called or the terms, but it's a list of them. We read it all the time when we're looking at our taxes, and he would lose a lot, making it too costly to discontinue operations. Okay. Intel founder Andrew Grove suggested adding a sixth force. Intel's. Wow. Who is Intel? Isn't that a computer company? But that wasn't founded. This is, let me make sure. Let me look the whole name up. Is he going home? Intel's founder, Andrew Grove. Who is Intel from? Exactly. I was about to say it, and I said it. I said it. It was not during this. Okay, I want to know about Intel's. Okay. Oh my God, they were doing microchips back then. Hungarian, very polite person. American engineer, author, business executive, widely regarded as one of Intel's foundation, figures and transformative CEOs. While Intel was officially founded in 1968 by Robert Noyce and Gordon Moore, creators of Moore's Law, Grove joining as employees third on day one and is often credited as co-founder of his immediate operational role. Okay, he served Intel president from 79 to 87, CEO, chairman, steering the company from a struggling memory chip maker to the dominant force in microprocessors that powered PC revolution. Wow. Grove's immigrant story from fleeing Nazi and Soviet occupations in Hungary, surviving polio, to earning a PhD. I mean, when you sit up there, you know, when you sit up there and earn a PhD in chemical engineering, that means you've done as much as you can in studying about chemicals and the engineering of chemicals. Not only that is a hurdle in itself, but to study that, you could go to the easiest school possible, but to study that at UC Berkeley, like you say, embodies resilience. His management philosophy outlined in books like How High Output Management and Only the Paranoid Survive emphasized adaptability, paranoia about competition, and constructive confrontation. Under his leadership, so basically, it was a memory chip maker, and he came in, got a PhD in chemical engineering, and basically, what else? Emphasize adaptability, paranoia about competition. So he said you have to be able to adapt, very paranoid about competition, and very positively confrontational, positively but sternly confrontational. Under his leadership, Intel's revenue imploded from 1.9 billion in 1987 to 26 billion, dang, by 1998. That's just 9 years, I think. Wait, yeah. 11, no, 10, no. Give me a second. I'm trying to calculate that. Um, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. That's 11 years. I wanted to say 11, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to speak it into existence. Because the reason why how I know it was 11 was that 7 and 8 is no, I don't say it that way. You would say 10 years from that date is 97 plus 1. That's how I was thinking it, but I was like, no, man, I don't know about that. Capturing 80% of the microprocessor market. Dang! Kudos. Y'all deserve a round of applause, man. See, when you mix science and turn these scientists into something, man, they create art. They can create art for the right reasons, whether they're chemical engineerings or, AI, masters of AI creators, you can do that. Let me see. Okay, let me go back to here. No, this is the wrong one. So Andrew Grove, a chemist, suggested adding a sixth force to Potter's model. The influence of complementary free products. Oh my God. Complementers are businesses from which cus- businesses from which customers buys complementary products. Computers require software. Oh my God. Sorry, I had it wrong. Complement is to complement something. And I still had it right, but partially right. So computers require software, and software requires computers. So you give somebody a computer and you say, well, you need the software. As long as the industries and complementers are interested, the businesses and um, businesses of which people buy complementary computers require. Okay, okay. Interests are aligned and the status quo is maintained. Let me just put industry as company and the complementers are the businesses. Let me figure out what businesses. I mean, that's just like Intel. They give the microprocessors out, because people need computers. But there's never going to be a world without a computer. They're here to stay. And I really appreciate my computer. I hate that I had to give my other computer up and give my identity up like that. Sometimes I look in my time machine. I used to look at my time machines at the time stamps and everything. Anyway, as long as the industries and complements serves interests are aligned, the status quo is maintained. However, new trends and technologies can disrupt an existing order. That's like the 90s, 2000, 2020s, Uh, ask yourself what happened in 1990, you know, after 1990, 10 years from that, what happened 10 years from that in 2020, like seriously, 80, 90, 2020, 2010 and 2020. New trends, I can't name them all. I just was like to say Michael Jackson was hot in 2000s, and from the 80s to 2000s, he was the new trend, or, I may be reading it wrong. It may not be a trend, Michael Jackson trend, but it was a wave, like a trend type thing. Every 10 years, something changes. I think, I think, I thank those big tech companies for giving me an outlet to tell my story. I thank Grok for giving me an outlet to read and learn. That's all I want to do. After this, I'm going to get off of here after I finish reading. New trends and technologies can disrupt the existing order. Oh, I have to write the teachers. What do I have to write the teachers? Because I have to read what he put. Check my messages. However, new technologies can disrupt the existing order. New technological standards can render previously compatible something that is compatible that, you know, how I know about compatible? It's because I know that um, certain relationships I had were non-compatible. I can use that in an example. And compatible are where you complementary, like they said in here, compatible products, like I said with Facebook and Apple, how they took the glasses and they split it down. They compatible. But these products, hold on, new technological can render previously compatible products. Sorry, I didn't see that word. Okay, don't get no, I'm sorry, I'm getting nervous. Previously compatible products or services incompatible. So I was just talking about incompatible. So yeah, I was just talking about incompatible through the relationships. So basically, previously compatible services, um, new technology could render previously compatible products or services incompatible because of the new, let's see, why would it be? Um, New trends. Um, can disrupt the existing order. Oh, I'm thinking order as, and it could be, order mean, you know, what's going on as a rhythm, you know, so it can disrupt an existing rhythm. That is like not um that is in sync. Existing order, or it can mean accounting and an existing order. Let me look it up. Definition. We have one more show to do after this, but I just want to make sure I read this and yeah. What's another definition? Hold on. What is this? Oh, I didn't mean to put that. Oh, let me hold on. What's, I did not mean to do that. What's another definition in um what's the word? Existing order. Another definition. Oh man. Hold up. What's another definition for existing order leading with strategy and performance? Strategy, performance, market structure, current operational trajectory, competitive positioning, resource allocation. So basically, an operational trajectory. What is it going to be? A estimate, some type of estimate and boundary. What is the reach? Operational reach. Competitive positioning. Resource allocation that must be explicitly challenged and validated to sustain high performance. Rather than assuming continuity as default safe path, leaders treat it as one strategic option among many. Hmm. Alternative to be a disturbance and have a, and control, because that word right there is about money, to disrupt somebody else's money. um Alternatives, let me read about that one, hold on. That's exact. Disruptive alternatives thrive on technology shifts or behavioral changes, creating strategic inflection points where clinging to existing order leads to asset loss or liquidation. Okay. They amplify substitute offerings. They amplify product offerings. Go surpass, not surpass, but demand and go past price caps, which means that they to bypass something is to go past it through efficiency and demand proactive adaptation. I'm almost finished, y'all. New technology standards can render previously compatible products. Okay, that's the last sentence I read. The impact of these five forces, which Andrew Grove suggested a sixth force, continues to shift as business models and industry structures change. For example, the internet, never get enough credit. The internet, big shout out to the internet. Everybody on the internet right now doing whatever they doing at their houses right now at this very moment. Big shout out to the internet for making it happen, Captain. The internet has reduced barriers to entry and increased, okay, that's good. Yeah. And increased competitive rivalry in many industries. So basically, so many people flooding the World Wide Web with their drops shipping and all of that, because it's reduced reduced the barriers to entry of um, companies. And this is caused increased competitive robbery in many industries. I could just read through it, but I'm studying it. I can easily sound good by reading through the whole thing just to sound good on camera. But I'm not going to do that. I came here to study. Anderson argued that innovation in e-commerce and search engine technology enhances the efficiency of online retail by encouraging the entry of new innovative products. So basically, innovation, which is creativity and curiosity and creating um, new things in e-commerce, business, and search engine technology. I never heard of search engine technology. So they're saying it in a totally different way. I heard of search engine optimization, search engine. So they talking about search engine technology. So basically, they should have quoted that. And, so I can see that you're saying, or put something next to it that's a search engine, you know, comma technology, or quote it or something to let me know that, hey, search engine, I know what a search engine is, but now I know it's search engine technology. Enhances the efficiency of online retail. Let me go backwards. The internet has reduced barriers, and I made that example. And now we're talking about online retail by encouraging the entry of new innovative products. Big tech is just flourishing in money. Who is sitting up there eating? Are y'all all eating Like seriously, big tech is making some creative moves, man. And I want to be a part of that. Hold on, y'all. Oh my God. So, give me a second. Okay. So pretty much I sat up there and did my homework. I read, I studied, I conquered, I didn't divide. Um, but I just wanted to say that I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. I'm trying to make this a good video because I hashtagged a lot of people, and big shout out to all my schools, that I've been to. If I hashtag you, I've been to your school, your college, should I say. So definitely take care, be safe. Y'all know what I do, how I do it. Definitely take care. Bye. I love you guys. Bye.
Never waste my time, you are I want.